Hello everyone, welcome to this initiative of Vanguard IAS. Today, as we have targeted that we will complete 50 questions of PYQ. So we have completed till now 7 questions, and in this lecture we are going to cover 10 more. Okay, so let's see we are able to achieve our target or not. This is not to show anything, this is only to fix my accountability towards myself, that how far I'm capable or I'm able to conquer this battle. Okay, so the first question says, Aryan, the term Aryan refers to dash. So basically, when we look into Aryans, then they are a speech group which is considered, basically we consider as superior race, which was a 19th century theory propagated by some Europeans, which is not wrong. So Aryans basically is a linguistic group or speech group. Okay, so Aryan refers to a linguistic group that comes under Indo-European language family, and the people who comes under this language group, Indo-European language group, we tell them Indo-Aryans. Okay, people speaking this language are known as Indo-Aryans. Now what other languages come under the branch of Indo-Aryan? The languages are Sanskrit, Hindi, Bengali, Marathi and Gujarati. Okay, so this was about Aryans. So Aryans were basically a speech group. The concept of this superior race came in 19th century to propagate a fake racial theory. Okay, now the next question is, which port handled the North Indian trade during the Gupta period? So I have already mentioned that, mark this Tamralipti in my previous lectures, where I told that this is going to be an important point which is to be asked in exam. So Tamralipti was an important port of North Indian trade during Gupta period. Okay, so Tamralipti, major during Gupta period. Basically, it connected North India with Southeast Asia and Sri Lanka. Southeast Asia and Sri Lanka. We have already discussed that this route after the decline of Roman Empire, the route towards Southeast Asia opened, and during that phase, this Tamralipti was an important port. Okay, so other brooch we have already seen. We will look into Kalyan and Kambe. So Tamralipti, major in Bengal region. This port is in eastern coast, Bengal region, and it was handling the North Indian trade during Gupta time. Broch or Verigaja, I had shown that map. Broch or Verigaja, basically it was active during Indo-Roman trade, and it is in the western coast of Gujarat. Kalyan, present day Mumbai. Kambe is basically in Gujarat. So Tamralipti, Bay of Bengal, and located in modern Tamluk, West Bengal. Next, this Tamralipti port, why it becomes important? It is mentioned by the traveler Xuanzang. Xuanzang is an important traveler whose various questions are asked in exam. Okay, so basically when we see Broch, that was in Gujarat, it was responsible for Indo-Roman trade. However, Tamralipti is not in western coast, it is in eastern coast. Do not get confused. Tamralipti is in West Bengal, okay, in eastern coast. Now, Gupta period, Tamralipti, Indo-Roman trade, Broch, western coast. Okay, now we will see. The question is, Aham Puram poems of Pedinan Kilkanakku group formed a continuation of Sangam composition, and the reason is something. Okay, before going into the question, at first I want you to know the theory. What is this Padinan Kalanaku? It is basically a book of 18 minor work which was composed in post-Sangam period. And it continued the legacy of Ahom and Puram. What does it mean? Ahom means love and Puram means war and heroism. So these themes, Ahom and Puram, these themes were seen in Sangam literature. However, this work, that is Padinen Kilkanakku, that is the 18 minor work which is of post Sangam period, that also continued the legacy of putting Ahom and Puram in the creation. Okay, so the first assessment says that Ahom and Puram poems of the Padinin Kilkanakku group formed a continuation of Sangam composition. Yes, it is right. They were included under the post Sangam work as against the Sangam work proper. Yes, they were of post Sangam work. So reason and assertion both are correct. So our answer is A. Okay. So now we will see some important terminologies. Ahom poems means it contains the theme of love, emotion, and personal life. Puram poems, it deals with war, heroism, and public life. Padinan Kilkanakku, that means the collection of 18 minor work in post Sangam period. Sangam literature means the early Tamil literature produced in Sangam assembly. Okay, there was a Sangam assembly where Sangam literature got developed. Now, some important Tamil Sangam literature. Basically, one is, we have seen one, Padinen Kilkanakku, which means 18 minor works. Okay, now Ethutokai is 8 anthology. What do you mean by anthology? Anthology is basically that is on a specific topic where different writers or different authors write their own version of short stories or poems. Okay, so this is basically Ethutokai. Ethutokai is 8 anthologies. Okay, then Pattu is 10 idyls. Idyls means short poems. Okay, since we have seen the Padinen Kilkanakku, which is the output of 18 minor work or compilation of 18 minor works, similarly we can expect Pattu 10 idyls, that is short poems, and Ethutokai is the combination of 8 anthologies, that is 8 short poems, you can consider it. Okay, then famous text of this group is Thirukural by Thiruvallavar. Okay, so these are some important aspects. Sangam period is always a focused area in UPSC. Next assessment is the emphasis of Jainism on non-violence prevented agriculturalists from embracing it. Yes, there is a strict regulation in Jainism that you should not even hurt a single organism. That's why they cover their face with mask so that no microorganism go through their nostrils and get killed. So while someone is farming or a farmer when plows the field, then there is a huge chance that so many microorganisms may killed in this process. So basically the emphasis of Jainism of non-violence prevented agriculturalists. If agriculturalists or farmers will practice Jainism, then they can't be or they won't be able to practice farming. So basically farmers were away from Jainism. Then cultivation involved killing of insect and pest. Yes, this is the reason why farmers stayed away. So both assertion and reason are correct. So our option is right. Reason is the proper explanation of the assertion. Okay. Next question is the origin of feudal system in ancient India is traced to military campaigns. Yes, basically the military commanders were given land uh, in in return of their services. Okay, in return of their services, which created the system of feudalism in India. So the first statement says that the origin of feudal system in ancient India can be traced to military campaigns. Yes, this is true. There was considerable expansion of feudal system during Gupta period. Yes, during Gupta period, feudal system also increased. But this is not the reason behind the feudal system in ancient India. Okay, these two statements are individually correct. However, this is not reason of the feudal system in ancient India. So we will go with option B, which says both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not correct explanation of A. Okay, so some more thing we need to see, that the type of land grant which are important from the exam perspective, that is Brahmadeya, the land which is given to Brahmins; Agrahara, the tax free villages given to scholars or officials; Devadana is the land granted to temple. So Brahmadeya is land given to Brahmins, Agrahara is the tax free villages given to scholars and officials, and Devadana is the land given to temple. Now we have gone through this discussion. Next, the next question is: Asoka annexed Kalinga to the Mauryan Empire. Yes, Asoka as a fifth provinces of Mauryan Empire, Asoka annexed the Kalinga. Yes, this was right. Kalinga controlled the land and sea routes to South India. Yes, this was also true. This was the basic reason behind the attack which occurred in 261 BCE. Okay, near the Daya river in Kalinga. Okay, near the Daya river in Kalinga, where Dhauligiri is placed. Dhauligiri. Okay, so basically this assertion is correct and reason is correct, so we will go with option A. Both are correct and reason is the proper explanation. Okay, next, Kalinga War. This is important. Asoka's rock edict, 13 rock edict, mentions about Kalinga War, which is very common and easy question. If these types of questions comes, we should get the best out of it. The practice of military governorship was first introduced in India by whom? So answer will be Greeks. Greeks were the first to practice the system of military governorship. That means they will occupy or annex one area, they will put their governor over there. This system was started by Greeks. Okay, we have studied about Sakas in the last lecture. Now we will see who were Parthians. Basically, Parthians were Iran rulers who controlled part of northwest. Okay, then the Indo-Greeks introduced the military governor system. Now we are done. We will go towards the next question. The next question says, which dynasty ruled Magadha when Alexander invaded India? When Alexander invaded India during 326 BCE, and during that period, who was ruling Magadha? Then it was the Nanda dynasty. It was Dhanananda who was ruling Magadha at that time during the attack of Alexander. However, Alexander didn't attack Magadha, he returned. Okay, so soon after invasion, the Chandragupta Maurya just overthrew the Nanda dynasty, and Mauryan Empire was established in 322 BCE. Okay, after that, when Alexander attacked in 326 BC, then the ruling dynasty in Magadha was the Nanda dynasty. Ruler was the Dhanananda. Then Dhanananda was toppled by by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of Chanakya. We have already seen that. So this is all about. Then if you will see other options, that is Mauryan, Sunga, Kanva, then Haryank dynasty, Haryank, Shishunag, Nanda and Maurya dynasty. These are the four dynasties which ruled Magadha in different period. Okay. So basically Haryank dynasty ruled during 6th century BCE, Shishunag dynasty 5th century BCE, Nanda dynasty 4th century BCE. During this dynasty in 326 BCE, Alexander attacked India, and after that Mauryan empire established in 322 BCE by Chandragupta Maurya by overthrowing Nanda dynasty, overthrowing Dhanananda, okay, with the help of Chanakya. Next question is Hoysala dynasty. The monuments of Hoysala dynasty are found at which place? The answer is Halibedu and Bellur. So we will see in Bellur and Halibedu, that is in Karnataka, which temple is there? Chennakesava temple in Vellur, and Halibedu Hoysalaswara temple is present in present day Karnataka. Okay, so these are the art of Hoysala, or the contribution of Hoysala dynasty, which is the temples at Vellur and Halibedu. Which temple is in Vellur? That is Chanakesava in Vellur. And which temple is in Halibedu? Halibid, the temple is Hoysalaswara, and both are present in Karnataka. Okay, and the Hampi and Hospet, these are associated with Vijayanagar kingdom. Okay, Halibedu and Bellur Hoysala temple centers. We saw that Halibedu Hoysalaswara temple, and in Bellur Chennakesava temple is there. Okay, then Mysore and Bangalore, these are the modern cities. Then Srirangapatna and Dharwar is later historic centers. Now we will go to the next question. Which of the following pair is correctly matched? I'm moving forward like faster because I need to complete and I have to achieve 50 questions at any cost today. I'm not worried about the views and other things. So I'm just continuing for my accountability. Which one of the following pair is correctly matched? Okay. Now it is given Harappan civilization, painted grey ware. No, painted grey ware is basically later Vedic period. Okay, it is also mentioned here, later Vedic period. Then Kushana Gandhar school of art. Yes, this is correct. Gandhar school of art, which gave the human form of Buddha for the first time, developed in the northwest part of India, that is in Afghanistan region, comes under Gandhar school of art, and it flourished during the reign of Kanishka. And if we will see Kanishka, he convened the fourth Buddhist council. Okay, now let us see Kushana Gandhar art. Mughals Ajanta painting. Ajanta painting is not of Mughals. Ajanta painting during Gupta period it was developed, and Marathas Pahari school of painting. No, Pahari school of painting basically attributed to Himalayan hill states. Okay, so the correct answer will be Kushanas, who are responsible for developing Gandhar school of art. Okay, and in Gandhar school of art we see a Greek artistic influence, Buddhist theme, and they produced fast human images of Buddha stone. Okay, and we have also discussed before that Mathura school, another school of art, Mathura school, that is indigenously developed in India, especially in North India. Now let us look at the next question, that is Harshavardhan convened the Prayag assembly. Yes, this is the right assertion. Reason: he wanted to popularize only Mahayan Buddhism, Mahayan form of Buddhism. See, the point is Harshavardhan, he convened the Prayag assembly. This is absolutely correct. Harshavardhan became a patron of Mahayan Buddhism with the influence of Xuanzang. I repeat, with the influence of Xuanzang, Harshavardhan became a patron of Mahayana Buddhism. However, the Prayag assembly was a multi-religious assembly where many other religious practice also got propagated. So here he wanted to popularize Mahayan form of Buddhism is also correct, but not in Prague assembly. Not in Prague assembly. There was Kanauj assembly where which was specifically for Mahayan, but not in Kanauj assembly. So go with option C, that is assertion is true, reason is false. Reason I told is that Mahayan Buddhism was patronized by Harsha, but in the influence of Zhuangzhang, but not in Prague assembly. Specifically in Kanauj assembly, it was propagated. Okay, so Prague assembly was basically a multi-religious assembly. Okay, where Buddhism, Hinduism, and other sects were also propagated. Okay, so in this lecture we covered 10 questions. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So sorry for the surrounding noise, but I can't do with anything with this noise. I can only do my work, and that's what I'm doing. Have a good day and practice.